Millennium Challenge Cooperation Compact affair itself is a matter that this parliament should have debated at length. You know, this did not start with this 480 million grant that they are proposing. This started in December 2016. It is only in 2016 that the American backed MCC decided to include Sri Lanka as a country that is eligible to get grants from their concern. In 2016 December. In 2017, the government of Sri Lanka completed a study and identification of the constraints that were pointed out by the MCC as that which stood against or which prevented private sector development, growth in this country. Now see the relationship of these things. Now the government, the MCC identifies Sri Lanka as an eligible country. Sri Lanka identifies the constraints that the private sector growth is faced with, and they report it to the MCC. Then in 2017 December, MCC reselect Sri Lanka. They reselect. Earlier, although they identified, they did not select. Once you identify the constraints and say, yes, we have identified, we are going to do this, you are reselected for this grant. So 2017, MCC reselects to Sri Lanka to continue with the development assistance under a compact. Then in August 2018, MCC informs the US Congress. Now this has to be endorsed by the US Congress. Definitely the American government is fully involved to the hilt.
This is theirs.
In these affairs, you see, and the Congress has to approve it. And in 2018, the Congress endorsed the negotiations with regard to a compact with Sri Lanka. And in April 2019, just after the ISIS attack, MCC approved the 480 million US dollar grant for this country, specifically for two identified reasons. Now the Prime Minister in his speech says, in the Parliament, the speech that you referred to,
the Prime Minister
they are granting us assistance to things that we asked. I want to ask a question. Did we ask specifically, did we refer the areas where we want assistance from the MCC? Or did they author it and decide on it as to what are the areas under which we are going to give grants to Sri Lanka? Because it appears to me very strange. You are gum at the program, you go right around the country giving water to people, giving shelter to people.
We don't go and give them. We ask them first what they want and what they need.
I know, you identify roads, bridges, culverts. I mean, this country is full of priority needs, a series of things where, as humanitarian requirements, which needs the highest order of priority in any governance, under any governance. You see, if there is a reasonable government in power, the first thing that they should address is, how are the citizens in this country living? Are their living standards basic, or they fulfill the basic requirements? Now, the assistance that the MCC is giving, coming back to this, for two projects. One is a transport project. Starting from the center of the region, central region of the country, covering all the market areas and the ports. They want clearance. They want to have free road access. Very good thing. But something that we need in 2025 or 2050 need not be coming, replacing the more human requirements that are affecting the society today.
Right now,
immediately. This is my point. And the second thing that they are giving is, you know, if I am to read it, it is very nice, it is very interesting. I noted it from their minutes. Land project is to increase information about land availability in order to increase land market activity. Now, the United States is worried about our land market activities. And it goes on to say, to increase the tenure, security and tradability of land.
I think the key word here is tradability.
Tradability of land for smallholders and firms through policy and legal reforms. Now you can see MCC is not signed. Prime Minister is right. But what we promised under the MCC are being implemented here. The land grant bill that is just before the parliament to be debated. They are going ahead with this. These are the areas that the parliamentarians should have been concerned. When you ask that question from the Prime Minister about an MCC agreement, they must ask who presented the requirements for development purposes to the MCC. Was it the government? Was it under a national plan, policy plan? Did it emanate from some economic development plan that we had in place? Parliament was dumb about it. I should say, we are sorry to have a parliament like this. Besides what the Prime Minister said, of course, I don't have to say.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. But this parliament, they should have addressed all these issues. And you know this MCC, there is a queer, strange manner in which this MCC is behaving towards our country. In October 2018, they decided to suspend all assistance and grants and concerns and the ongoing discussions because Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe was removed from his premier position. And in 2018 December, they met again and decided to reverse that decision because Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe was posted back to his position.
So
now,
this 480 million is directly involved with
480 million came later.
Yeah.
Even the concern to address the issues regarding Sri Lanka was deferred. I mean, is it a personal thing for us? Democracy of this country is decided by the laws of this country, the people of this country, not America. So we will decide who the Prime Minister should be according to the Constitution. If the constitutional position is wrong, our courts will decide it.
Indeed.
We don't want the donors and the grantors of assistance to decide, to pass criteria as to who should be at the helm to get their grants. We must decide.
The people of this country.
People of this country. And these are the issues that the parliament of this country should address. I am very sorry to say, we are in the dark.